Welcome back, English 149. So this video is going to be about the techniques of distant reading. And what I'd like for you to do today, again, this is just going to be an informal activity. So I'm not looking for anything great, but I'm looking for you just to attempt to do this. And so you can go the easy road or you can go the more difficult road. It's really up to you of what you want to invest in this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you first this easy one, and then I'm going to record another video for the more difficult one. So what I want you to do, hopefully that you've been checking out our links on the left-hand side and have kind of thought about, well, what's the kind of fan fiction that you want to write or what you want to write about, and kind of find one of those or an example of a few of those on these websites. Okay, so if you go to the schedule for today, and you're not going to see this video because obviously I haven't posted it yet, but you'll see that first one. So there's a couple little links here, and I have to adjust that. Can't see the homework. So the easy one is this Vagyok Tools. The difficult one is this Parse Hub, and then using Tableau. So let's just go to Vagyok Tools first. Okay. And Vagyok allows you to just paste in full text, or you can put in URLs here. There's also, they also have different corpora on Shakespeare's plays and Austen novels that you can also look at in the open. But what we're going to do today is we're going to go to a fan fiction, and we're going to look at what distant reading techniques can tell us about this fan fiction. Okay, so one that I have right here is kind of a mashup. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at this fan fiction, and what I want to do is just copy, you know what, I don't even want that chapter heading. I just want the text. So I'll just go through and select all this text on the web page. I think this one's like 6,000 words. Typically, in these techniques, if you have a larger text, it's going to work better because you're going to see more data, and one or two words isn't going to really skew it. So once I've selected all of my text, I'm going to go copy it. Okay, usually that's a right click on your mouse. So then I'm going to go to Vagyok Tools, and I'm going to click in this little box here, and I'm going to push paste. Okay, and you'll see it pasted all of that text I just selected from the website. Okay, and let's go click on reveal. Now, what you're going to notice is, some of the more common words are taken out. So, there is, oops, sorry, not that one. All right, options. So stop words, it's going to auto detect. And what I can do in here is I can edit the list. So you're going to see, like, we don't care about numbers, common words like, did, didn't, do, they're all in here. Okay, so you can add in words if you want. Like, I'm not really interested in, that's. Right, and you can see that's right here. So if I save that and confirm, you're going to see that disappears. Okay, so again, it's up here. There's a defined options for this tool. So if I click on that, and I can go into stop words. I can go none. So if I go none and do stop words, you're going to see a whole bunch of, words like this. Common words. And that's not really interesting. That doesn't tell us a whole lot. So let's go back just to auto detect for now. Okay. And then, so you're going to see this. The second window is just a reader for the text, so you can kind of look at, what words. And, you can click on something like Dumbledore, and you can see how often it gets selected, right? We'll just reset that. Okay. The one on the right here is going to go through narrative time, and it's going to show you like certain terms, like Bernard, right, or Harry, and how those change, right, throughout the text. And so, what we can tell from this word cloud is, who the story is focused on. We can also tell that the vocabulary here is not very complex, right? And that the terms are used pretty consistently. There's not a lot of change in how the terms are used. So what we can do is, look at stuff like this, like there's 12 words per sentence. We can look at the most common words and try to figure out something about this text, right? That we can't really get from looking at everything in here, right? So like the central conflict, regardless of what this text says, looks like it's between Bernard and Harry. Okay? So what I want you to do is when you're done, when you selected the text in here, what you can do is up on the right-hand corner, there's like this first one, and if you mouse over, it says export a URL, embeddable tool data, blah, blah, blah. So if you click on that, if you do a URL for this view, if you just press export, it gives us a nice little URL. And if I copy this URL, what I want you to do for the activity today is we're going to make sure that little part, you can see the activity, because right now that is getting taken over. All right. All right. So we're going to bring that down a little. And then let's update. You can see the back end of what I do. Okay. So we'll go back to the schedule. And there's going to be a Google Doc underneath today. So what I want you to do is to find a text like I did. It doesn't have to be the one that you're going to do, but do a text that's adjacent to what you're interested in. And you'll go to the Google Doc, and that's underneath today. When you open the Google Doc, you're going to see something like this. Here's an example. So I looked at trust is a delicate thing. There's the link to the original text. And then what I'll do is I'll paste in that Vagyok tool. Okay. So if I click on that, you'll be able to see that text. Okay. So I just want you to mess around with this and just to start to think about, what these kind of distant reading techniques can tell you about the text. Okay. So there's a certain advantage to having all of these on the internet, right? We can remake text easily, but we can also do some analyses on these texts just as easily. So that's what I want you to kind of explore today after you've watched the first video on distant reading. And then ParseHub is a web scraping tool. So what the more difficult one is going to go over is how to look at like multiple works, metadata categories, etc., to get even more kind of analyses going. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for the next video. If not, please use Vagyok Tools to kind of explore one of your texts that you're interested in, and hopefully through that process you'll start to figure out something more about that text that you wouldn't normally get from traditional reading practices. So have fun with it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see y'all tomorrow or in the next video.